There are a number of current positions within the sheriff's office that are frozen due to budgetary constraints. Given the current financial outlook, it doesn't appear as though there will be any unfreezing in the near future. Talk about the challenges that this presents and what your plan as sheriff would be to meet those challenges in the next 4 years.
Well, we have had 17 positions unfunded since 2008, and what we've had to do is really pare down a lot of our operations, particularly on our special teams. And we have taken a person out of our narcotics team. We took out an in-house narcotics team. We took apart some problem-oriented policing teams over the years just to keep our patrol at minimum staffing level. The good news is, as the administration chief, my job this year was to start writing the budget in November. And that budget has been vetted now by the Chief Administrative Officer, Susan Mariello, who recently just signed off on it. It's going to the Board of Supervisors in June for approval. And what we're going to see in that budget is a net gain of patrol of 7 of those 17 positions are going to be funded and put back in patrol. And as your next sheriff, in the second year of my term, I intend on going back to the Chief Administrative Officer and the board and asking for 5 more of those positions back, and then in the third year, we're getting those last 5 fully funded, so that by the end of the third year, we'll have 17, all 17 of those deputy sheriff positions fully funded. Right now, we have about 60 people in patrol. In order to have fully adequate staffing, the estimates that I have are roughly 75 deputies are needed in patrol for relief factor and injuries and illnesses. And I believe that this plan, by the end of year 3, will get us fully staffed and fully funded. The other thing we're doing is we're moving to a brand new office, and we're moving out of 701 Ocean Street, where we've been for many years, and we're moving to a new location. And much like moving from an old factory to a new factory, some of the work processes are changing. And I'm really vetting and going through those work processes and looking at where we can pull positions out of the old location and plug those positions in patrol. And I believe that we've identified 2 more positions that we can, because the work processes have changed, that we can pull out of the old factory and plug into the new factory on the patrol side. So I believe, as your next sheriff, in the next 12 months, with some hiring and some moving of positions around, we're going to see a net gain of about 9 or 10 deputy sheriffs to our patrol bureau. After we get fully funded, I want to start looking at the other areas in our office. I want to beef up our community policing division. I think it's imperative that our community policing division is fully funded and fully staffed with both paid and volunteer staff, so that we can work with the community on quality of life issues. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Persley.
As your sheriff, the first thing I would do is look at what I can do immediately to bolster our staff. With the hiring of people comes other problems, such as you have to run background process. You have to get them into a police academy. You have to get them to graduate the police academy. Once they've graduated the police academy, you have to get them through the training program. You're talking a year to a year and a half before you put actual bodies on the street if you are doing a straight, fresh hire. There are positions within the sheriff's office that can be restaffed or reclassified to put deputies that are already trained, already been through the field training program, already been qualified to work the streets, without waiting for someone to complete an academy or a field training program, such as you'd have to rehire some correctional officers, but I would pull deputies from court security who are moving the inmates via van up and down the highways from the jails to the courts. There are between 5 and 6 deputies doing this job. Those are 5 and 6 deputies that you could actually plug back into the patrol operations immediately without any lag time, once you have your correctional officers trained to carry weapons and they're certified to do as such. That's an immediate fix, along with the hiring of new deputies. And with that hiring of new deputies, I would ensure that those deputies meet the diversity of the community and of the county. which is sorely needed. There is not a mirror image of the county within the sheriff's office right now, so we really have to look at who we are hiring for the sheriff's office to meet a diverse county. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Well.
Hi. Well, in the long term, of course, I've worked to get all these positions unfrozen and certainly get more deputies hired in addition to that, because we're one of the lowest per capita citizen to deputy ratios in the state, probably in the country. In the short term, I would be pulling, as Bob mentioned, deputies out of court security and other areas, and what we really need most of all is a fourth shift to cover the evening times when the highest crime rates occur. I worked for years to get that, and after I retired, that was completely done away with. It makes the most sense. That way we only have to really pull 7 or 8 deputies out of other positions to plug them into those positions. I'm also interested in looking at innovative ways to get new deputies on board. There are a lot of people who are academy graduates out there that are looking for jobs and haven't been hired. One of the ways that we could beef up our staffing is to examine reviving the reserve program that we used to have. We used to have over 50 deputies in the reserve program. Now we have 1. There are a lot of people, Watsonville has a program like this where they have people come in as unpaid reserves, and they work go through a field training program 2 nights a week for 6 months, and they come on and they're a level 1 reserve. They can function just like a patrol deputy or patrol officer in their case. We could do that, and there's a lot more details to this. And of course, I'm not going to be replacing deputies. What I'm going to be doing is preparing those deputies to step into the positions when we're ready to hire. And we save a lot of money that way, because not only we don't pay for the academy, but we don't pay for the field training program. They're essentially putting in a year, almost a year, for free, so we save almost a year's wages and have deputies that we can hire. So I'm looking at getting feet on the street. That is the most important thing. And I want to make it clear that 7 positions that Jim Hart was talking about, 3 of those positions are not deputies, they're criminalists. And there's no guarantee that they're going to go back to patrol. I want to see deputies in patrol. Thank you.